Hi everyone, welcome. Glad you stopped by. For my subscribers, I appreciate that. If you're new to this channel, thank you for stopping by. I've got some cool things to share today, and they're mainly holiday related, so I wanted to share them with you before I stored them, but I was real happy with these finds, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and start with a series of votive candle holders. And these are a total of 8, and they're from the newest to the oldest. Okay, so this first one I have here is a gingerbread theme. And it's got the peppermint, the gingerbread tree, the tiny little hearts, the red band around here. So really cute design, and I do have several uh, gingerbread items, and so I'll probably, I don't know if I'm going to place these all together or, spread them out depending on the subject of the items. But this is originally from Target, and it still has the price tag, and it still has the code there. So yeah, really happy to find this. Um, and so that's the first one. This next one is a little, uh, another gingerbread themed candle holder. And it's got the gingerbread man and alternating bows and color along with the buttons. So cute. And there's a couple that has a channel, and they collect a lot of vintage stuff. And um, these are um, vintage, and you can tell by the base, but the older ones have a thinner base. But here it does have um, the year, and this one from Target is from 1985. So yeah, it is vintage. So this is pretty much in the same style. It has that same kind of base. And when I found these, they this one was in really good shape when I found them. But the rest of them all had old candle wax. So I just popped them in the freezer for at least 24 hours. And then the candle will retract a little bit. And so I'll just go ahead and remove it, pop it out, and then clean them. So it was well worth the work. So we have another group here. This one has the frosted um, glass. And I really like the motif here, the candles. They feel very nostalgic. Okay, so they've got a red band at the bottom and at the top, and they've got the base is red there, but I just like the image of the candles themselves, and it has a really nice glow. I don't always buy a lot of things with the frosted glass, but I really like the way it presents itself here. Okay, so that's another one. Okay, this next one has this bells on there. And again, it's got the white band at the bottom and at the top. So um, these were all probably collected around the same period, same time. But really cute uh, set of bells there. The detail of the holly and the pine, just really beautiful. Okay, and these next ones are some of my favorite. And I'm thinking it's from about the same time, about the 80s. This one has a wreath, a holly wreath and a bow. And I love the alternating colors of the green. Okay. And then this next one I think has to be my absolute favorite. And it's got a series of red birds. And I think this is from Hallmark. Well, no, the reason I'm saying that I think is because I did find some paper from Hallmark and the birds look very similar to that. So, no, I don't know if it's from Hallmark or not, but I just thought these were so cute. They're so um, cheerful in terms of the design and the color with the berries. And it just reminds me of things that were available when my daughter was a baby. So, and I did find some paper that has the same kind of look, some vintage paper. Um, and so, yeah, I just thought these were adorable. I love it. Okay, and then I'm going to close this set of candle holders with some older ones. And so I was mentioning this couple that they collect a lot of vintage stuff. Um, Crazy for Retro, I think, is the name of the channel. And the lady was one time saying that the ones with the thinner base are the older ones. So really pretty. And she has a whole collection of votive candle holders. And so I was inspired by that because they're small, they're easy to store. But again, you know, just bring around the holiday spirit and, you know, for a fraction of the cost. And so, yeah, it's a great collectible. Okay, so that's the poinsettia one. And then here's another poinsettia. Okay, and so I think I'm going to get some tea lights, some battery operated tea lights with a timer so that way I can just have them on at all times of the day. So again, just a series of some newly acquired candle holders. Okay, so what I'm going to do for this video is I'm going to probably try to string several videos together because I have so much stuff that I've purchased and I want to share it all with you. But probably it'll work best if I just do it that way. So here I've got just some cellophane, and I bought this, I think I paid a total of 50 cents for it. And I kind of thought about getting some because I found this wonderful garland. And it's a vintage garland, right? It's a vintage garland. I would say probably from the 70s, maybe 80s, maybe 80s. But it's got a series of wrapped gifts and then the satin Christmas ball. And then it's got these candy canes. Now, most of the candy canes are missing the cellophane. So I bought this before I found the cellophane, and I thought, well, where in the world am I going to find that same kind of shade of cellophane, that red cellophane, that vintage cellophane? And I really didn't think I was going to find it, but I just wished that I would find it. And lo and behold, about a week later, I found the red cellophane paper. So I was really happy about that. So I'm going to be cutting some strips and gluing these back on. And I don't know if I'm going to be keeping this garland, or I do have a booth at a antique sampler mall. So I'm going to go ahead and see about that. And this one here is just another little candy cane that's, you know, that I need to repair. But I think it's well worth repairing these things. So that's another item I found. Okay, and I've got a box here of different things. And so that came in a grab bag, and these are some other things that I found. And I just love saving vintage items. So here we've got this little pick, floral pick. But I think that would be great in an assemblage. Um, so that one's one example. And then all of these came in the same bag. Here we've got some, looks like these might be, well, I don't know, they might be store-bought or they might be handmade, I don't know. But they're really cute, and there's these angels made with lace, and it's got the face on there on a wood bead, and then it's got the Chanel stem pipe cleaner halo, and then just a little gold thread. So I think these are really, really cute. So that came along with it. And then I've recently taken up well, I guess about a year ago, but I'm not able to do as much as I like. But these were in there also, and that's why I purchased it, because I thought, you know, these are really, really fantastic, and I need to have them. So the first one is a little, it looks like these were ornaments at one time. And I probably keep them as ornaments, but I might, what's the word? There's a word that stitchers use when they, I might, I think the word is refinish. I'm not sure. Let me know if you know. But kind of switch out the way they've been presented. And, but this is so, so cute. Let me see if I can get a close-up of that for you. It's a little gingerbread house. This would be great with my gingerbread stuff. Oops. And an angel. And a little puppy in a mitt. So cute. Adorable. Okay. Oops, sorry. Along with that, there were some of these satin Christmas balls. I think maybe there was more than one, I'm not sure. But there's one there, and then an ornament, and I cannot tell if this is, it looks like it says Shiny Bright. So, you know, it's not in the best condition, but still. Or if not, I can always, if I find one in better condition, I can always switch out the cap. But yeah, looking at it, yeah, it is a Shiny Bright. Made in the USA. Cool. So yeah. So, Shiny Bright here. Okay. All right, and let me go on to one more bag of items. Now here is a whole box full of items that came in different grab bags. And I think this is a total of 2 grab bags maybe. But we've got some garland. And I think this might be older or not. I'm not sure. Let me know if you know in the comments. But let me take this out because I wanted to show you the end of this. But it has this end here, so maybe it's not older. I don't know. Okay. just some of these bulbs on a wire. I think this is a glow-in-the-dark snowflake. Some old pipe cleaner, gold pipe cleaner, and some trims. And I never throw any of this stuff away because you can always use it for some of your projects. It's a little scarf. Some more of these satin Christmas ornaments. This is a newer item, but I still thought I could use it somehow, and I'll explain that in a little bit. And what was I was really happy about, it had an ornament. The ornament was shattered, but I did find some very old tinsel. I believe this to be antique tinsel, along with some bullion. And so I was just so happy that that was part of the grab bag. And this is some, I don't know, this looks like maybe some cording. Oops, sorry. And it's kind of has some gold highlights to it. So to me, that was worth the whole bag, just finding these antique items. And so I usually sort them out and keep them. This is just like the preliminary organization of it. And then I do have designated containers for all of these items. So that was fun. Okay. And then the last few items that I'm going to show you, I purchased one online, and it was a lot on eBay. And there are these cones. Now, these cones had a beautiful tool around it, but I decided just to remove it, just so I could clean it, wash it, press it, and I'll be adding it back to them. But these were all part of a lot, and I'll be keeping some of them, but some of them I'm going to be selling. And so, you know, these are really old pieces of ephemera, and this might have been from a scrapbook, an old scrapbook, and but you can tell that these are older. It's got a little angel sticker there at the bottom, and then some trim at the top, and then the pipe cleaner as a handle. And I make cones like these myself, so I just thought that these were really, really fun. Here's an older one. And I don't know why, I'm just fascinated with this Victorian kind of item. And I'm thinking maybe some of these things came from, you know, like an ideals book for the holidays. But some of them are older images, like maybe antique postcards. It's got the lace here. And, you know, and they need a little bit of work. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And then I'm going to attach the trim back when I, you know, glue things back together and so forth. And maybe I can go ahead and show them to you then. Okay, this one has an angel. And then I have all kinds of little embellishments I can add, like old vintage items, and I'll share some of those later. It's got a little quote there. But somebody worked hard on these, so I was really happy to come across them. Okay, this is an antique postcard, you can tell. This right here, very thick. And I think it's an antique, or this might be scrap over some kind of antique board. This one's kind of simple. And so the tool that what the individual did was they added the tool, so the tool was just tucked in over the whole thing, and then at the bottom was just tied together. But it does create a very unique form, and so I really like that idea. I love this one too. This one had some embellishments. Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 6 of those. And then just, this is one of my favorite finds. And I looked it up on eBay, and it says that it is a Russian Santa. I don't know if that's true. If any of you are familiar with this, let me know in the comments. But I couldn't find a whole lot of information on it. But I just like the sound of the bell. So beautiful. And I have some other roly-polies. Well, not some, 2. So this will complete my collection. But I just thought it was so, so adorable. And I just really love the color, the shade of red, the details. The Santa face is super cute. Okay, and then what else did I get? Oh yeah, and these are just Target finds. And there was just some ornaments, but I want to maybe repurpose these. I really love the little strand of trim on there, but they were each $1. But I'd like to DIY these and add something else, but I thought they were nice little frames. So I hope you enjoyed this section of the video, and I will probably, I thought I'd string some of them together, but this is 22 minutes already, so I'll probably just do this individually. Again, I hope everyone is doing great. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you found something in my treasures that you absolutely loved. I know I love sharing these things with you, and I enjoy them in my home, or I enjoy sharing them with others sometimes, either at my shop, well, it's my booth, and on eBay, and also Instagram. So until later, have a great day. Bye-bye.